The Eurovision 2024 season is over, and I have spent the last few weeks complaining about everything that happened. Today, I'm going to try and be a little bit more positive. So, we're going to be chipping in with my friend Amir, the TheBalkanGuy's project, the Eurovision 2024 Awards. However, that would require him to be here on screen, so he's going to appear in 3, 2, 1. How are you doing, Amir?
Hello.
Not the pose. It's been 1 minute, man. Would you like to introduce yourself to the terrified ESC Gabe subscribers, to see if they have not seen you before?
I love the terrified ESC Gabe subscribers, so of course. Hello everyone, this is TheBalkanGuy. Gabe cannot pronounce my name for shit. My name is Amir, not Amir. And yeah, today we're gonna be giving out some awards. I'm really excited. We got some chill ones, we got some spicy ones. We got a lot of good stuff waiting for y'all. We're gonna do the first half on Gabe's channel and then second half on my channel.
So we're going to be touring through the good and the bad and the ugly of Eurovision today. There was a lot of ugly, but we're going to stay positive, at least to start with. And that means by reminiscing on some of our favorite elements of our favorite songs. Before we start, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Arma, the TheBalkanGuy's channel as well. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. You can follow my editor Jay over there too. And of course, you can follow Arma on his socials on Twitter as well.
I heard a little rumor that ESC Gabe might be starting a TikTok.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot. We started TikTok last week. You can now follow me on TikTok. We're posting little highlights of the videos up on there. Any support would be massively appreciated. And I did also forget the fact I have a Patreon. If you want to, give me some money, you can get the videos a day early. Bob's your uncle, everyone's happy. Let's do this video. Moving on. First category is Best Music Video. Amir.
Oh,
Amir.
That was decently good. Okay, you're getting there.
Amir, who are your nominees for this category?
Best music video category, my nominees will have to go to Serbia, Croatia, and Spain. I feel like all of these were artistic, all of them showed the message of the song in some way. All three were really beautiful. But the one that has to win it for me is Croatia!
All right, for me, I have Armenia, Switzerland, and Greece. I love a bit of the running through the train carriages in Switzerland, the whistle-stop tour of Athens, get a bit of the Greek tourist board stuff in, but nothing for me topped the symbolism, the messaging of Armenia this year. I love the shot with the pomegranates running down the hill, the actual Lada Niva in the music video. Nothing tops that for me. So Armenia is my music video of the year. My nominees for best verses are number 1, Switzerland. That rap verse scratches my brain the right way every single time. Number 2, Estonia. I love the voice of Marco Vason, aka Vsauce, in that second verse. Absolutely perfect. And thirdly, it's Croatia. Simple, just a few notes, but it is so powerful. So those are mine. How about you?
From this video, you're definitely gonna see Gabe and I have completely different things because most of the categories we have completely different things. But for me, in best verses, number 1 is gonna be Italy. It's just so sassy, it's so sensual. I love it. Moldova, I think that one is gonna surprise a lot of people. I think the weak part of this song is the chorus and I guess the lack of a chorus, but the verses are so good to me. And then the last one is Austria. I just love the way the verses hype up into the dancey, amazing chorus. It's perfect. But the winner for the best verses goes to Italy.
I should have said my winner was Switzerland, by the way. I don't think I said that at the time. It was Switzerland.
Let me tell you a tale about life, but the good and the bad, better hold on tight. Who decides what's wrong, what's right? Everything is balanced, everything's light.
Anyway, moving on. Best chorus. Next category is best chorus. I am a professional who knows what I'm doing. My first nominee for this category is Switzerland again. I think that I went to hell and back. There's something about it. It pulls on your heartstrings, right? Secondly, again, Estonia. I think everyone loves this chorus. Everyone loves these. I guess it has the dance associated with it, but even just musically, it's so catchy. This is why I've streamed this song more than 900 times. Then we have Croatia, and I think this is the ultimate in Eurovision choruses. That call and response with the crowd, goosebumps. It is amazing, and it's so simple, and I love it. How about you? Oh, I need to say my winner.
Yes.
My winner is Croatia. My winner is Croatia.
Did you have the same nominees as in the verses?
Yes.
Awards are supposed to give you an opportunity to have a bit of varying things, not give all the same ones. Like,
It's not my fault that these songs are clearly the best of the year, okay?
I'm not saying I'm doing better at these nominations than Gabe, but listen to mine. Okay. Number 1 for best chorus, I will say as a nominee Spain, just because it's so anthemic and having the audience yell Zora, Zora, Zora with the nebulosa, it just felt so incredible to me. Number 2 is going to be Albania. And I just feel like the chorus of this song makes me feel things. And I don't know what it makes me feel, but it makes me feel things.
It makes me feel things. What? Okay.
It's so
What's the third
powerful
one?
when she's singing about the Titan. And the third one, I wanted to award, I don't necessarily think this is the best chorus, but I think compared to the verses, where I really dislike the verses of the song, I really like the chorus, and that's Cyprus. I feel like the chorus is so much stronger than the verses in the song, and really is the thing that gets the song going. But the winner, for me, is gonna have to be Spain. Yeah, that's how you do it, Gabe.
Okay, look, this is my first time. Everyone remembers their first time. I don't know about you. Personally, I cried afterwards. Anyway, next category is Best Bridge. My nominees for this, firstly, France. Now, I'm thinking specifically about the version that was at Eurovision here. So specifically the version with the a cappella bridge. I think we can agree on that's what we're considering.
Yeah.
Secondly, the Netherlands, because that happy hardcore sort of gabba thing they have going on, I don't know what it is. It elevates everything. Amazing. Such a moment should have been in the final. Finally, Portugal for that build up to that big note. And in my opinion, the best big note of the edition. That's a spoiler for later. So those are my 3 nominees. I can't look past the Netherlands, though. Just for how now the party is really going, feeling that this delivers, nothing else comes close.
Welkom in Europa, jongen!
Okay, well, this one I feel like listening to you talk, I'm like, oh, did I pick these wrong? My first nominee in the Best Bridge is San Marino, and it's the breakdown of the Spanish guitar. Oh, that tickles my brain in all the right ways. Next up is Slovenia, and what I consider the bridge in this song is the Ja sam ti si Veronica. Oh, it's just so powerful, and it gives all the energy, and it really takes the song to the next level. And the last nominee in this category is Sweden, and what I consider the bridge here is actually the ending of the song, because it's not the chorus that they end with, it's the part, her love is dangerous, and I know it, it's venomous. Oh, it's so incredible, and guess what? That is my winner. If that entire song was kind of like that, I think Sweden might have been my winner this year.
It's dangerous and I know it. It's venomous 'cause I feel it inside of me.
I just want to say, to add to this, Jimmy Joker Thornfelt, you are still my sworn enemy. And I should also report that my editor Jay, when I wasn't looking, went and got a photo with him. So that's what I consider true betrayal.
I didn't get a photo with anyone.
Next category is Best High Note.
For the category of Best High Note, my nominees are going to go to Slovenia. I mean, that whistle noting at the end is just everything. Portugal, the scream. Do I even need to talk about it? And the next one is Armenia. The way she does the ethnic vibratos at the end of her high note, oh, it's incredible. But my winner here is Slovenia.
I agree on 2 of your 3 nominees. Number 1, Portugal. Absolutely stunning. Just talked about it. Number 2, Slovenia. Again, that whistling is just incredible. Thirdly, I want to give another shout out to Switzerland. The operatic bridge. I guess it's a kind of a series of high notes rather than just one, but I still think it fits into this category. Like I just said, I can't look past Portugal for this category. I have been raving about this the whole season. It is just such a stunning, stunning climax to an incredible song. Moving swiftly on, we have Best Vocal. Take it away.
Best vocal. Okay. Ooh, this is a hard category because I think this was a year full of incredible vocals. Thinking about bad vocals this year is a little bit hard because I think we had so many good ones, but there were a few standouts. And number 1 is going to have to be Switzerland. And the reason why I didn't put Switzerland in the previous categories, I feel like Switzerland overall was just vocally excellent, it didn't have like, to me, it didn't have that one moment where it was like, wow, because everything was wow. Compared to the other ones where it was really like a moment. So Switzerland, Georgia, she was belting the entire performance. Not one bad note. Even while she was dancing, not one bad note. And the last one is France. Probably wouldn't have said that prior to Eurovision, but after watching the performance, it's just so emotional and so incredible. And his voice really, it's something else. But the winner, Switzerland. It has to be Switzerland.
When it comes to best vocal, I'm gonna say straight away, Switzerland's one of my nominees. France is one of my nominees for the reasons you said. I threw Portugal in here as well for the level of control that she showed, but I have to get straight to the winner, and that is Switzerland, like you say. Nobody comes close in terms of the level of technicality, control, diversity of different styles blended so well together. The fact that Nemo is able to execute all of those things with such competence was truly unique in this competition, and that was really, really special. The next category is Best Instrumental, and my three nominees have some familiar names. Firstly, Switzerland, again, it's such a rich instrumentation that you can listen to it without the vocal and it still sounds pretty amazing. I secondly put Italy in here, and one thing that I really wanted to highlight is the way that you have the sort of small chorus, big chorus, where the brass kind of grows, and that's really impressive to me. Finally, Estonia, for the way they've blended those rap and traditional sounds. The sound of the Tal harper instrument is really, really cool. My winner for this category, however, is Italy. I just think it's so rewarding. The way they use it to reward you as you listen to it really elevates it. And so by a thin margin over the others, that's my winner here.
I like all the ones you mentioned. Honestly, this was a really hard category to determine just because there's so many good instrumentals, but I guess it's really like the personal one. What did it for you? And what did it for me was, number one, Austria. It's the 2000s sound. I don't even know how to describe it. The pop, the dance, the house, it has everything. Next up would be Netherlands. And I mean, just sounds so Dutch. It's something, what I really loved about it is the progression of the instrumental throughout the song. And then the last one would be Greece. And I just loved how Balkan it was. It also progressed so beautifully, changed all throughout the song. And it was just so impressive in so many different ways. But my winner for the best instrumental, it's Austria. I know it's basic, but it does it for me. So my nominees for the best dancer category. We did have some amazing dances, but some of them did stick out for me. Number one is gonna have to be Malta. All the flips and all the things that she did and all the things that dancers did. It was just unique, and it was choreography that we hadn't seen before in Eurovision, which is something I really appreciated. At least some elements for what we haven't seen before. Some elements were exactly like the dances we have seen before. But let's appreciate the ones that we haven't. Next nomination is gonna be Georgia. I love that there was and a really effective dance break in this song that wasn't near the end of the song, which is kind of different from what we've seen so far. And it just works so flawlessly with all the fire. It matched it perfectly. And my third nominee in this one is going to be Austria. And with Austria, I feel like it wasn't crazy dancing. There were some flips that were like really impressive, but it matched the song so perfectly. It wasn't too much dancing, wasn't too little dancing. In every moment of the song, the choreography was perfect for what the song needed. And that's why also my winner in this category, again, is going to be Austria, because it just fit the song so perfectly.
My nominees are, firstly, Malta. Same reasons that Amma just said. I think that it was so well executed. She is such a talented dancer. I think it's a shame because they got everything right here except for the song itself. Secondly, we have Ireland. I think this might be a little bit of an unorthodox choice for this category, but even though the choreography was quite minimalistic in a lot of places, they used it so effectively. Finally, just like you, we got to talk about Austria. Like you said, not too much, not too little, just right. I'm so mad about that broken camera shot in the final, so more people couldn't see Colleen's crowning moment, because that surely would have won her some extra votes. My winner, like you said, same for me, is Austria. And I've got to say, 10 out of 10, Colleen, you really smashed it here. Even if vocally was a little more... Anyway, moving on.
Okay, now we're gonna move into some geographical categories. So we're gonna go each part of Europe and let's see who won their area. Who was the best out of the people from where they come from? And we can start off here with the best Western European. We are not gonna have a best Central European category. So kind of like the west part of Central Europe is in this category. The east part of Central Europe isn't gonna be an Eastern category. So best Western, Gabe, nominations.
So I think people aren't really going to be surprised to hear France, Netherlands, Ireland from me. Like we said already, such strong entries, brought something really different in each case, but I cannot give it to anyone else for my winner other than Ireland. I mean, where did this come from? How have you been hiding this from us all this years that you guys were able to do this? Honestly, what a glow up for Ireland, and it shows what is possible. Hopefully this will be the moment that Ireland goes, oh, now we get it. Just like the UK did in 2022. Hopefully you guys will see slightly better results than we have since then. But that's that for me.
Western Europe's definitely served this year. There were a lot of good songs. It was difficult to choose, but my nominations here are gonna go to Netherlands, Switzerland, and Austria. And surprise, surprise, my winner again is gonna be Austria! But now you're just straight up judging me. It's a really good song. Hey, you nominated the same countries in like every category. Let me have my time with Austria.
Okay. Now I'm being abused, bullied on my own channel.
Should I leave?
Yes, you should. And we're going to move on to the next category. We're moving on to the next category, which is Best Northern. I have a few nominees for this one. Number 1, Finland. Yes, I know it's silly, but it's fun. The camera constantly blocking out Windows 95 man's crotch area was hilarious to me. Yes, I know I have the mental age of a 10-year-old. Then we have Sweden, obviously really technically proficient. I felt like the song was a bit of a poor imitation of Air last year. Wasn't as well executed, but the staging so slick. And Marcus and Martinez, flawless vocal performance. Finally, Denmark, Saba deserved better. I thought this was a big step forward from last year. We just needed to see a little bit more, and it's a shame she couldn't make the final because this was actually a really solid effort. My winner is Finland. I'm sorry, but it's just fun. It's fun, it doesn't care what anyone else thinks of it, and it's ridiculous, and I love it because I am a ridiculous man.
Seems like I also have mental age of a 10-year-old because Finland is also one of my nominees. It's exactly as you said. It's fun. It does exactly what it's supposed to do, and that's bring a lot of fun on the stage. Next up is Sweden. You said this is a bad imitation of Air. I think this is better than Air. And next up, after the last nominee here, is gonna be Norway for me because of just so well executed Nordic cultural vibes through also like a rockish song, and the vocals were just out of this world. But my winner, same as you actually, we agree for once, and that is Finland.
Why don't you just tell us your nominees for Best Baltic?
Best Baltic.
There's only 3 to choose
from. I wonder
so.
who my nominees here could be. My number 1 is going to be Lithuania, because it's just such a good banger and just brought the best vibes. Latvia, because, I mean, it's Dons. It's Dons, y'all. And you're never going to believe who my 3rd nominee here is. It's Estonia. Gabe made all of us do this in the press room. I didn't even know the dance before. Gabe bullied all of us to do this dance, but we did it, and we enjoyed it. Who is the best here? Please don't kill me, Gabe, but my winner here is gonna be Lithuania.
My nominees are Estonia, because it's in the Baltic, Lithuania, because it's in the Baltic, and Latvia, because it's in the Baltic. My winner, and I'm sure you will all be very shocked to hear this, is Estonia. I've streamed this song like 950 times. Like, it's a problem at this point, and I just love it, and they're such nice guys as well. I was lucky enough to spend a bunch of time with them during the week. I'm going to their album launch this weekend in Estonia. By the time you see this video, that will have already happened. I'll stick a photo on the screen right now. Honestly, there is nothing I would change. 10 out of 10. I loved it. Thank you so much.
Huge shock.
I'm nothing if not predictable, to be fair.
From the best Southern category, my nominees are Spain, Italy, and Greece. Shock. But my winner, and I gotta give the praise here, this is probably my biggest grower of the year, considering like the time of being in Malmo, hearing this live in the arena, seeing everything that went down at Eurovision. My winner here, I'm gonna give it to Greece. It's incredible. She's incredible. I fell in love with her. Everything about this is just amazing.
I have a couple of the same nominees. I have Greece in there. I have Italy in there. I also have Portugal in there. You know how much I love Portugal. I've been ranting about this song for months. I ranted at you in Malmo a bunch of times about how much I love Portugal. That's why it's my winner here as well. I think it's such an incredible entry. It means so much to me. It's one of my favorite songs of the year, and it was just so perfectly executed. I'm so proud of Portugal for getting it right. Next up, we have Best Balkan Country, and this is your area, so I'm just going to say, Martin Osterdahl, bring the Balkans back to Eurovision. Or actually, wait, no, whoever succeeds Martin Osterdahl after he's been sacked, bring the Balkans back to Eurovision. Amma, tell us your nominees.
Get him away and bring back the Balkan countries. We want us back, especially Bosnia and Herzegovina. Just to make it clear for you guys, we're not considering Greece in this category because we consider Greece in the southern category. So, out of the 4 countries, Balkan countries, all incredible, all in my top 15. My 3 nominees are Serbia, Croatia, and Slovenia. I feel like this really comes down to taste because I think all 3 of these were incredible and all had their own audience. But I have to stick by my taste, and my personal winner this year in Eurovision was Serbia.
So my nominees are the same, slightly different winner. My winner was Croatia. I just really think this is such an important moment for Croatia in Eurovision, and potentially an important moment for the Balkans as well, because it wasn't a big budget performance. It wasn't a big well-known artist. It was an unsigned artist coming from nothing. I think it shows the organizers of Dora on a national level that they need to take risks and put new artists, put unproven artists into that show. On a Balkan level, I think having that kind of big hitter in Eurovision again is just going to help elevate the interest and hopefully help get some of those other countries back, because we saw it with the 12s that Baby Lasagna got from Slovenia, from Serbia in the televote, that this really captured people's imaginations. I hope it means we see Bosnia again, Montenegro, Bulgaria, Romania, the whole lot, bring them all back, North Macedonia. This could be such an important moment, and I'm just so glad that the Balkans had this in Eurovision this year.
We're very glad too that this was a very successful year for the Balkans, but then let's talk about our neighbors, and technically us as well, but we're gonna include us here, Eastern Europe and Eastern from Europe. So basically everyone that we didn't talk about in all the previous categories, we're talking about them now. Gabe, what are your 3 nominees?
So I have 3 nominees, 3 very different sounding songs. First up, we got Czechia. I thought that they really had a big glow up from the national final. I think that it was the biggest step forward of any country, brought them this close to qualifying. And honestly, I think it would have been a deserved qualification if they'd made it through. Secondly, Ukraine. It is hauntingly beautiful. Jerry Heil's vocals, especially, absolutely stunning. And then finally, Armenia. It's just catchy. It's so catchy. It's so aggressively Armenian. It's so much energy and joy and happiness, and I just love it. And for that reason, it is also my winner in this category as well. Amma, you're up.
We have 2 of the same nominees. For me, one of my nominees is Ukraine for all the things you said. I actually loved the rap too. I loved everything about this. And initially I wasn't sure about the song, but when I saw it live, it won me over 100%, to the point where I was like, I think this is winning. It didn't end up winning, but it got top 3. I think a lot of people didn't think it was gonna get top 3. So, there were people. Not the eyes. I see everything.
I think when it says there were people who didn't want it to get top 3, I think the person was Krista Bjorkman, who put them second in the running order.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll talk about why he did that later. Moving on.
Next up is Armenia. For all the things you said, it just brings all the best vibes, and it was just so incredible, and it's such a deserved top 10 finisher. I love that people in Eurovision rewarded this. But then my winner and my third nominee is gonna go to Georgia. She just brought all the fire, everything about that performance, and that song screamed The Balkan Guy. It was made for me, and I love it so much.
Moving on to a slightly less positive award. This one is the Gemini Memorial Award for Worst Vocals. I have 2 nominees in this category because there was only 2 that I could legitimately look at and go, ouch, that hurt. Number 1, unfortunately, this is only in the live performance because they were really good in every rehearsal. San Marino. What happened? It was so good. It was so good. And then the live performance happened and it all fell apart. I'm gutted for Megara because I feel like they would have done a lot better if they had been as good as they were in the rehearsals. Secondly, Poland. That vocal live was just too thin. It was too weak. It didn't feel supported within the song. And as a result, we got a really underwhelming outcome. For that reason, Poland is also my winner of this category. Well, loser of this category. Unfortunately, that was the element that really brought the wheels off. And that's the reason Poland didn't qualify this year. Amma, go ahead.
Okay, my nominees in this category are gonna go to number 1, Poland, for all the things you said. The vocal was just too weak to carry the song. Number 2, the UK. Again, the vocal was too weak to carry this song. It just wasn't there and it wasn't delivered the way it was meant to be delivered. It reflected in the points. And the third nominee in this category for me is funny because it's one of my favorite songs, but it's Finland. I mean, the vocal was not there. Let's be real. The vocal was not there. It was not one of the best vocals this year, which also didn't matter because this wasn't a song where you need to show vocals. It was a song about fun, but it was one of the weakest vocals this year. But my winner, or as you said, loser, is gonna go to Poland. I'm sorry.
Moving swiftly on, we have another award to dedicate, and that is the Jojo Siwa Award for Worst Dance Move.
Karma's a bitch.
I should have known better. No, wait, we can't sing that song. We can't sing that in the video. We're going to get demonetized.
Just by singing it, it's gonna get demonetized. Oh my god.
I don't trust the record labels. Or the EBU, for that matter.
Okay, my nominees for the worst dance move. My number 1 nomination is gonna go to Moldova. I was not feeling this. It was meant to be like effective clapping. It was not effective at all. Number 2 nomination is gonna go to Cyprus and to whatever that dance break was. Like, it was shaking. It was... Everything else about the performance was amazing. All the choreography in the performance was great, except for the dance break where she was dancing by herself. I was like, girl, why'd they do that to you? It was not good. And third, this might shock some people. Sweden? The choreography in the chorus where they're just going like...
It wasn't that bad.
Okay, let me explain it. For some reason, them doing it worked. If any other person tried to do that choreography, not being on the stage without those camera angles, it looks extremely awkward. It only works with those camera angles, but without them, if it was just one shot, it's very, very awkward. It makes no sense as like a dance move. But they somehow pulled it off, so good for them. But as a dance move itself, no. My winner here, or I guess, again, the loser is gonna go, I'm so sorry for this one, Cyprus.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to come straight out and say Cyprus is one of my nominees as well. Cyprus in this category, I don't know what that weird sort of arm thing she was doing in the bridge was. That made no sense to me. Secondly, I've also got Moldova here, the claps. It was so empty and so static. My final choice is actually, I put this in best choreography as well, but I think you can also argue that the Maltese stuff was a bit much. I get why some people might look at the flip and go, that's a bit naff. And because of that, I've decided to put it here too, but only because I was kind of struggling for this category and I needed a third entry. Anyway, my winner is Cyprus, because obviously it is. Everyone agrees on this. Like, that was just ridiculous. And Celia, did an amazing job. She really elevated it for the live shows and she sounded really, really good. But that dance break, they did her dirty. Hire a different choreographer next year, Cyprus. Moving on, we have, this one is going to tug on our heartstrings for those who we have lost. It's Best National Final Song. Amma, I'm going to let you go first. I think this category, because people might not have heard the National Final songs, we could explain a little more on this one. So the floor is yours.
My first nominee here is going to be from UMK, the Finnish National Final, and it's going to be Dancing with Demons by Cyan Kicks. I will have to say, from these three nominees of mine, all three, I'm talking about the studio versions. I am not talking about the performances, because all three did not do amazing performances, but the studio versions, I still stream them every single day. Dancing with Demons, destroyed by the performance, but the studio version of this song, I think, is the best rock song I've ever heard in my life. This would have been probably my winner this year if it won. It's just so incredible, but they kind of ruined it with the staging. But I just have to give them the props. It's such an incredible song. I feel like they could have won UMK with a better staging. My second nominee here is going to be Here to Stay by Sophia Cole in the Spanish national selection Benidorm Fest. Y'all, this song is everything to me. I jumped, screamed, cried, honestly did everything in my reaction to this song. If you watch it, it's literally the biggest mess I've ever been, because I was just hearing a perfect song. If I have to imagine a perfect song, it's probably this. And then my third nominee in this category, Gabe is already ready to fight me on this, but I don't care. I need to defend them. It is My AI by Erica and Rob in the Norwegian National Final. Rob, why am I so ugly?
Why? Oh, first you give me the Jazzle Teeth Mushroom Hat Lady, and now you give me My AI on my channel.
The disrespect. The way you're talking about, first of all, the icon Sophia Cole and Erica and Rob being the king, like just the royalty. Oh, all three of these are incredible. Gabe can judge me all he wants. Pretty much either three of these songs, if they got selected, they would have been my winner this year in Eurovision. I think they're all incredible for their own reasons. My AI was just iconic. It was hilarious. The way Rob practically roasts Erica, and she's like, why am I so ugly? And he's like, no, you have a great personality. Like, you didn't deny her being ugly. It was so funny. And it's just such a cool concept. But as I said previously when describing these categories, there can only be one winner for me, and that is the perfect song. This is the perfect dance song, and that is Here to Stay by Sophia Cole.
Because Dancing with Demons by Cyan Kicks is a great song, I am going to not immediately remove Arma from the video. However, I'm going to tell you my nominees, which are probably not going to be all that surprising if you've been watching for the last few months. Firstly, from Finland, Sara Sipilä with Paskana. This ballad was absolutely gorgeous, and the way that Eurovision unfolded this year would have had a big potential to do really well in the jury vote. The staging with the single lamp rotating around Sara was so beautiful. It's a shame that the live vocal was just a tiny bit off, because that is all that was standing between this song and going to Eurovision. I genuinely think it could have won the UMK televote had that vocal been perfect. Secondly, another big miss for me, another ballad. It's Oh Boy by Rick. I had a big rant about this when the German national final happened, and though Germany did considerably better than expected, I still kind of am feeling a bit aggrieved. I maintain this song was on for a top 10 finish at Eurovision, and Germany didn't realize it. Not only was the national final system ridiculous, it left this in the dust, and the juries especially need to answer for the fact that they put this so low down the order. Finally, and this one is a little bit left field. Again, if you watched my video where I talked about Serbia, you'll know what's coming. Filari with Kojeta Žena. This song exemplifies everything I love about the Serbian national final at Eurovision right now. It's so daring, so avant-garde, outside of the box when it comes to time signature, when it comes to instrumentation. And it's also a song about gender identity in a country that, while it has made progress on LGBT rights, still has a long way to travel. And I think it's really important that these kinds of things are shown in a cultural space. For a lot of Serbians watching on TV who might be struggling with their gender identity, this is going to be one of the biggest representations of how they are feeling on TV each year. When I've spoken to LGBT Serbians about this national final, they highlighted this point to me. So I thought it was a really special song. Again, the live vocal left a little bit to be desired, but I am so glad that this year's national final season introduced me to it. And my winner is Sara Siepola. Sara, your top 5 finish was waiting for you to be collected in Malmö, and I am gutted that you weren't able to do that. Although I do, of course, love Windows 95 Man very, very much. Next category, I'll leave this one to you to introduce, Arma. Biggest shock. Who are your nominees?
In this category, we're talking about like a biggest shock moment, not necessarily like a biggest shock performance, just like in the Eurovision week, what really came as a shock for us, or in this Eurovision season. My nominees are, number 1, gonna be Ireland rehearsal. I mean, when all of us saw the Ireland rehearsal, it was crazy. Everyone was going around jumping. People were like, is this gonna win? Is this gonna win? Like, Ireland went from potentially a non-qualifier to, is this gonna win? Like, it's crazy what happened there. It's just such an amazing performance. Next up is gonna be Latvia qualifying. I think everyone can agree that this potentially one of the biggest shock qualifiers ever in Eurovision. None of us expected this. No one. When talking with people in the press room, not a single person said Latvia might qualify. Everyone said dead on arrival. Dons did it. He wasn't even 10th in the semi. He was like 7th. Crazy. I mean, props to him. And he's such an amazing dude. And third nomination in this category for me is going to be realizing how tall Raven is. Because, oh my God, I don't think I'm a short dude. I'm 182. I think I'm pretty average. But Raven is taller than me. I think she was like the only artist that I was like, she is so tall. It's crazy. It was just such a big shock to me.
Well, okay, and who is... Okay, so out of those things, who is your winner?
My winner in this one is gonna go to Latvia. It's what Dons did was truly incredible.
It's killing me slow, trying to make me just another believer.
I have 2 of the same 3 nominees, the Ireland rehearsal clip and the Latvia qualification, for all the reasons you said. I have one more, which was the disqualification of the Netherlands, because right up, even being on the ground in that press centre, right up until the moment where the disqualification was actually confirmed, I still believed, some part of me believed they would find a way to make it work, even when it started to look inevitable. So when that finally happened, I genuinely was totally stunned that it had been allowed to get into that position. That said, the winner for me is the Ireland rehearsal clip. Just the way in which the whole conversation shifted in an instant was amazing. And because I wanted to highlight something really positive rather than the negative shock of the disqualification, this is what I've gone for. So congratulations again, Ireland. Congratulations, Bambi. You thoroughly deserved it.
I speak to destroy the feelings I have. I cannot avoid through twisted tongues a hex deployed on you.
Maybe I'm a pacifist, but I kind of expected whatever happened in the Netherlands to happen just because with how this year was. Is this bad to say? It seemed like a way this year would end after everything that happened. And it's just like, I expected it. So I guess it wasn't a surprise to me, but it was definitely a disappointment.
I totally agree. And there's a reason why I've just spent 2 full videos, which you can go and watch after this one, and Jay will stick the thumbnails on screen right now, about how much of a mess this year was. Because to be honest, this was bang in line with how everything else had gone. Now, for a positive finish though, we do have one more category. And this is where we want to shout out, I think, some of our friends, some of the hardworking people who've done amazing stuff in the Eurovision content creation scene this year, and that is Eurovision Content Creator of the Year. I'm going to start with this one, and my nominees are Alicia Michelle. I'm sure all of you know Alicia. She works so damn hard on bringing incredible content. Also, this year, she emerged as a leader amongst the Eurovision content creators in the community when it came to the issues around Israel, when it came to being the driving force behind fundraising for causes that help Palestinians on the ground. Without Alicia's leadership, none of that would have happened. Secondly, I want to talk about, in my opinion, one of the smartest guys in this community, ESC Tom. I watched one of his videos on my way home from work today. The analysis is so thorough, it's so clever, but also what I think is the really impressive thing is the way he takes a lot of data, which is quite difficult for just the naked eye to look at, and he presents it in a way that is so accessible and so interesting. And I think the way he has done that this year has been really exceptional. Finally, I want to give a shout out to ESC Factful, who works harder than anyone. You should have seen her in the press center non-stop from minute one to the last minute of every single day, producing high quality stuff and getting things out fast. And the reach that she gets out across Instagram and TikTok is really, really impressive. Those are my nominees, but for the leadership that she showed in this community this year, I think Alicia Michelle has to be the winner for me.
I got a new video. I got a new video. Alicia Michelle, girl.
I mean, I agree basically with everything you said. They're all incredible people, and I feel like nominating just 3 people in this category was almost impossible because they're so, like, especially when you meet these people and you see how incredible they are just like as people besides being content creators. But to me, what came down in this category was because we said content creator of the year, and I'm like, okay, who made moves this year? And number one that I have to say is the Peace Around, aka Rachel. People love Rachel, and I feel like when I was doing everything with Ultimate Eurovision and having Rachel as a jury, even with other things, like I would have comments on my videos, people telling me that I need to check out Rachel's reaction. I need to check out what Rachel said. Every time I would critique a song, people would be like, but Rachel said this. She is incredible, and the amount of respect and love people have for her, and which is, by the way, 100% deserved because she is incredible. I had to put her on this list because I specifically got these comments and got this hype around her this year. So I really, like, I feel like fans were really behind her, and if I'm the voice of the fans, she deserves a nomination in this category. Next up, I also have to give a shout out to ESC Factful. Just like you said, she works like crazy. She gets so many videos out there, and she has an insane reach because she's creating short form video content. She's just so hardworking, such an amazing person, and so incredible. We have to give her a shout out, and she really, really deserves it. And the last nominee for me in this category, which is also going to be the winner for me in this category, and that is the one person that came like a storm into the Eurovision community, started their channel this year, and is already probably one of the most iconic and most well-known Eurovision YouTubers. It is the one and only ESC Gabe. Y'all, I mean, I have to give props where the props are due. This man has done such an incredible job on YouTube, has been involved with the fundraisers, has really been advocating for what's right and what is important this year, has not been silent, and has literally never put himself first throughout this year, and has always put others first, put the community first, put the causes first, and with all of that created some of the best content ever produced regarding Eurovision content. The award has to go to ESC Gabe.
That means, thank you so much. That means the world to me. I also want to shout out Jay, by the way, who has spent my editor Jay has spent the last 6 months trying to convince people that I'm funny. I don't know if it's worked or not. Honestly, man, that means a lot coming from you as somebody who I've watched for a long time and someone who I really respect. I want to take the opportunity as well to say thanks so much to everyone who has watched, everyone who is engaged with the channel. Things, especially in the last month, have been so crazy, but I feel super motivated. It's the support from people, and I should say, actually, it has not always been easy. And one of the people who I turned to when I was getting a lot of abuse, when things really weren't easy, was you, Amo. And the advice you gave me really meant a lot and really helped me. So thank you too. With that, I'm going to do a little... Wait, I'm terrible at these hearts things. There we go.
That's right. Yeah.
Closer. With that is part 1 done. And you can see part 2 on TheBalkanGuy's channel. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it. Make sure to subscribe to myself and to TheBalkanGuy. I will be back very soon with news about the Eurovision 2024 iceberg, which is being worked on as we speak. So, for now... Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.